What if you could work out in 35 to 45 minutes, but still get the exact same gains as if you trained for an hour and a half? Well, I'm here to tell you that you can if you are doing the grit method. Okay, and today I'm gonna show you exactly what the grit method is. I'm gonna teach you all about gritty reps, getting the best bang for your buck in the gym, and just getting the most return on your time and energy. So we're gonna go through a full body workout. Okay, I'm just gonna take you through a normal workout as if I was doing it myself, and you're just gonna be a fly on the wall, and you're gonna get all the insider tricks of the trade when it comes to just actually making sweet gains in less time. So follow me, guys. We're gonna start on one of my favorites, the lying cable curl. So I gotta preface this, guys. I didn't like invent the grit method, okay? Like, I used to train probably how you train now, and just using the no pain, no gain training style. Right? That's how we're all kind of taught when we get into it, right? Like, put your body through pain, tear down the muscle, and then it'll build back bigger, right? That's kind of all the data that a lot of us have in our brain when it comes to building muscle. And when I started, that was all I knew too. So I did that for a while. It served me for a little bit when I was just a newbie, helped me make just my initial gains, but I ended up getting to a point where I was like, this is not sustainable for me anymore. I'm super busy with my career. I probably work like 10, 12 hours a day. I don't have time to just come in the gym, just go crazy for 2 hours anymore. I need to know, hey, how can I just come in, just get great bang for my buck so that I'm not gonna feel resentment towards working out, but I can actually learn to love it and get into a routine that I know is gonna last me for the rest of my life. Basically, like, after I had done that training style for a long time, I ended up getting a really bad shoulder injury a couple years ago. I hired Chris Beardsley. If you don't know who Chris Beardsley is, he is like the top exercise physiologist in the entire world. Literally a master of his craft, breathes the data, understands every freaking nuance when it comes to just the science behind muscle growth. I'm very freaking lucky that I found this guy and that I actually had the courage to invest, thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours of my time into just learning from him for over a year. And that's exactly what I did. I studied under him, and what he taught me, I will never be able to unsee it. He probably, over the course of my life, he will have saved me thousands of hours. And I'm just so freaking grateful for that, because what he taught me was that it was really just the last 5 reps before failure on a set that actually create muscle growth, right? So before that, I had just been doing tons of high reps, like chasing the burn, tons of supersets, just like tons of exercises, just so much stuff. But he taught me how to just cut all that fluff out of my workouts and just focus on what was actually important, and that was those last 5 reps. So what you guys are gonna notice here, I'm not gonna be over here chasing the burn, going crazy, training like some of these meathead fitness influencers. No, I'm gonna be super freaking meticulous with just getting the best bang for my buck with each thing that I do. And it's gonna look exactly like this. So watch this, guys. When it comes to the exercise, first things first, I just want to make sure I have perfect form. I can do the move perfectly. So let's start with just a little bit lighter weight. Make sure that everything feels comfy. Oh yeah, that feels comfy. So once it's comfy, now it's what I like to call gritty time. So gritty time is when you are gonna select a weight that is gonna get you right near failure, right around like 5, 6, maybe 7 reps. I personally like to be as close to 5 as possible just because I love maximum efficiency. Okay, so notice this, guys. I'm gonna put a heavier weight on and we're gonna grit this guy up like crazy. All right, guys, I'm not sure if I can do this weight, but I think it might be too heavy. Let's see if I can do this though, guys. Wow, that was grittier than I expected, guys. That was such a gritty set. I feel like I just did like 4 sets on biceps in 1 set. So now you're getting, hopefully starting to understand a little bit more. It's not that I'm just being lazy and doing less. I'm just really making sure that the few things that I am doing, I'm really making it count. I see how effective that was? Like, guys, that was like I was going to war with that last rep. It was like a freaking battle, but I won, came out on top. And what's cool is what you'll notice doing the gritty reps, they're not as exhausting. But like, yes, there's nothing easy about that, but it's only 5 reps. Right? So that you just get it in and you don't feel that burning in your muscle. Like when you're doing high reps, you kind of start to feel your muscles like on fire, aching and pain, kind of burning. When you just go right to the grit, it just feels gritty, but it doesn't feel like a burn, if that makes sense. Okay, and I kind of like to compare if building muscle was like cutting through a steak. A lot of people, it's kind of like they're using a butter knife, right? So they'll go really fast. They'll do like a bunch of stuff, right? And it won't take that much rest in between, but it's gonna take forever to get through the actual steak because the knife is so dull. But when you can make the sets look like that, like my biceps are freaking screaming right now from one set. That's like using a steak knife, right? You can make less cuts because each cut that you make is so effective. Right, so generally what that looks like tactically is instead of resting like 45 seconds or 1 minute, I'm gonna rest at least 1.5 minutes. Sometimes 2 minutes. Sometimes I get a little lazy, I walk around the gym. Sometimes I'll listen to an audiobook. There's no rush. When you're doing if you cannot take too much rest really between sets, unless you think like, let's say you take 3 minutes of rest and then you're just like, by the time you get to the next set, you're just not even in the zone anymore. Like obviously you wanna stay in the zone, but like physiologically, that extra rest is not going to hurt you. It's actually going to help you. It's going to give you the ability to just be stronger on the following set. So that's kind of why I'm procrastinating right now, just still talking to you instead of doing my next set. It's just because I can, and sometimes I do that, right? So there's no rush. But it's been about 1.5 minutes, probably 2 minutes. So now let's get into the second gritty set and then we'll go to the next exercise, guys. So sometimes when you do a set that's that gritty, like you always create a tiny bit of fatigue on each set that you do. So I'll explain what that means in a second, but really, I think if I try to do this weight again, I would probably not even get to 5 because I definitely created a little bit of fatigue on my biceps. So we're gonna do what I call a back off set. So back off sets, you just go a tiny bit lighter, like 1 notch, and we're still gonna try to get we'll probably be able to get at least 6 or 7, maybe 8, we'll see. But I'm gonna go 1 notch lighter and then we'll go for a second gritty set and then we're gonna move on. Wow. All right, let's get that grit, fellas. Jeez. I probably didn't have to go for that last one, but I just felt like I was in my zone, so I went for that super gritty rep. You know, it's a good set when literally from 6 reps, I feel my heart beating. So if you can make your heart beat without having to go do supersets and drop sets and 10, 12, 15 reps, but you make your heart beat from 5, 6 really good reps, that's how you know you're a gritty master. Okay? So you're probably wondering, Jake, I've never even seen this exercise. Why are you on a lying curl? Why not just do it standing up? I'll tell you exactly why. So if you try to do this exercise standing up, you're gonna feel very unstable. You're gonna feel a lot of tension in your core. You're gonna have to like balance yourself, right? So I'll show you real quick. All right, so especially when I get this heavy, if I'm standing like this, I'm very unstable right here. So when I have to spend mental effort towards stabilizing, by balancing, all that's doing is making it harder for me to get the gritty reps. The less things that we can focus on, and the more we can just focus on training the muscle that we're trying to target, the better. So it's complicated is not good. Okay, a lot of times people have like this idea that the harder it feels, the more complicated it is, the better it is for building muscle. It's actually the opposite. The more simple it feels, the easier it is. That's more effort that we can allocate towards just training the muscle. That's better. So that's why this is one of my favorite exercises. My clients love this exercise. Yes, it is sometimes a little annoying to set up, especially if you're at the gym by yourself. I know you might not be as confident in the gym as I am just because you don't have that much time in the gym yet. But I personally feel that there's no reason that you shouldn't feel confident enough to take a bench, bring it over to a cable. Like, trust me, people are gonna look at you and be like, damn, that guy's onto something, okay? But if you really don't wanna do that, you can always just do the standing. Even if it's a little bit less optimal, it's not gonna be bad by any means, okay? So that's exercise number 1. We went for the lying cable curl. Now we're gonna go for the seated cable flies. Okay, I'm gonna show you another exercise. So seated cable flies, we're gonna stay right here, guys. I'm gonna show you how to set this up, okay, in real times. I'm telling you guys, there's no cap over here, just value sauce, okay? I don't wanna be right, I just wanna build muscle, okay? So, watch this, guys. All right, we're gonna go right here. Just like this, take these guys off. Okay, we're gonna bring this up. Okay, make sure anytime you're setting like a cable fly like this, these should always be symmetrical. You don't want one to be higher than the other. Okay, the angle of the fly is gonna be important. If we're flying more down, it's gonna be a little bit more lower chest. If we're flying a little bit more up, it's gonna be a little bit more upper chest. So We'll see what this one turns out to be. I think we'll go a tiny bit more like mid to upper chest. Probably bring this down a little bit. That, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, that should be good. Like, there's one thing I got a problem with. Like, so many trainers, all they're talking about is form. And they're talking about range of motion, going super control, mind-muscle connection, getting the deep stretch and the squeeze. Like, so many people are saying those things just like word vomiting what they've heard other people say. Like, obviously form is important, but form is generally pretty easy, especially when you're doing just simple exercises like machines. Like, obviously it might take a couple weeks for you to learn the form, but once you kind of learn the form, like, there's no like secret way to do the exercise that you're missing while you're not building muscle. And the reason you're probably not building muscle is probably not training your failure. You're probably not getting stronger over time. You might not even be trending in that gritty rep territory, right? So don't overcomplicate it too much. Don't worry so much about the form and the stretch and the squeeze and the mind-muscle connection. It's really as simple as find a good stable exercise like a machine. Make sure your form is solid. The form's like the foundation, all right? Don't just do a heavy weight but totally compromise your technique. And then pick a weight that's gonna help you really get near that failure point. Ideally, if you like being super efficient, close to 5. If you want to be a little less efficient, 8 or 9 reps is not going to kill you. All right, so let's throw a couple D handles on here and let's go for the next exercise. Throw this guy on there. This is one of my pet peeves, guys, when the handles are like different brands. You see how this one is like this and this one is smooth? We're just going to roll with it because I can't find the other one that looks like this. But I don't know, that type of stuff irks me. How about you? Leave in the comments. Does that type of stuff irk you? All right, guys. Let's go right here. 80 pounds, 90. This should be good. I like this exercise a lot. This exercise is fun. This one's really fun, guys. Watch this. I'm about to grit this up, guys. Watch this. Oh, yeah. This is about to be pretty gritty, guys. Ready? All right. Say it with me, guys. Gritty time. All right. Oh, that's not gritty enough. A little grittier. Sometimes you can tell, guys, right away. You don't need to just rip them out and be like, oh, I don't think I'm going to get near failure. Sometimes you can tell after a couple of reps. Oh, shoot, this is going to take, 10, 12 reps for me to get near failure. So if you want to stop early, increase the weight a little bit so you can get there earlier, by all means, go ahead. Now, if you're a complete noob, you've never even worked out before, obviously I want you spending a few weeks really just making sure you're learning the moves, getting your coordination down. But if you're watching this, you probably worked out before. Most of you have, at least. You probably have a pretty good understanding of the form. So I'd rather you have the courage to start getting out of your comfort zone, start making yourself proud by setting these awesome records than just selling yourself short. Right, so my client Ricky, like, man, I'm so freaking proud of that dude because you should see him on the floor. He is one of the grittiest lifters I've ever seen, but he is like, I started with him back in January. He's like almost 300 pounds, a young kid, 20, I think 19 or 20, and he just didn't have that much confidence in the gym yet, but just through the gritty reps and watching him over the course of 5 months, just like really get good at just getting to failures, pushing himself, like maxing out some machines. I just saw his confidence like light up like a Christmas tree. Like he knows like he's about that. Like he knows he's so much more capable than he ever thought. And he's just like comes with that confidence now. So that's why I want you guys to start coming in the gym so you can start like proving to yourself, hey, I'm actually more capable than I thought. That type of confidence, like, you can't beat that. That's like, it's kind of like living life instead of like with a heavy backpack full of rocks. It's kind of like when you feel that you earn that genuine sense of self-confidence by doing the work. It's kind of like just taking that heavy backpack off. You just feel more liberated. Okay, so I want that for you. So gritty reps can help you do that. All right, let's grit this up, guys. Oh, that was gritty. 7, I think. I'm definitely way stronger than I used to be because I used to not even be able to do that weight like last year. So that's why I picked a lighter weight earlier because I thought I was going to be in my gritty range. But I guess I've been getting stronger on my chest. Oh, sometimes it just catches you by surprise because I wasn't as gritty as I was expecting. This exercise is like a little bit of a hybrid between like a press and a fly because notice I still have that slight bend in my elbows at the bottom. I find if I'm too straight on these cable flies, I just start to feel a ton in my delt. It doesn't feel that comfy. So I like to have that slight bend. Always cue bend, extend, bend, extend. So true that it rhymes. Bend, extend. Compared to if I'm on like the machine chest fly, you can stay a little bit more fixed. All right. So this exercise is a little bit less stable than a lot of the things that I program. I probably wouldn't program for this if you're like an older guy, somebody that's a little bit less coordinated, or, you know, it depends. But if you're like a, you know, intermediate to advanced lifter and you want to sprinkle in some like more interesting exercises here and there, I might program this for you. But I generally like to keep it as simple as possible. Like, I love just basic machines. But it's easy to like obviously do this because, you know, we were just on the cable curl, so it's easy to just set it right up so that we can like not have to waste time, go inside, come back. I like efficiency. I want to say like, maybe you could say I'm lazy, but I think honestly human beings, we're just programmed. We like to do things as efficiently as possible. Like doing high reps, right? Like 30 sets in a workout. A lot of these meathead fitness influencer training tactics, that's kind of like, let's say you wanted to like, let's say you needed to buy some toilet paper from the store. By doing the high reps, it's kind of like, let's say the supermarket was across the street. It's kind of like just walking out of your back door, going like a mile behind your house, taking a huge loop, then finishing up at the supermarket and then going back home with the toilet paper. But doing the gritty reps is just like the most efficient path from point A to point B. You're not gonna go take that long loop and waste all that time and energy. You're just gonna go straight to the supermarket, come back. All right, so I might look like in the gym, like 35, 40 minutes, right? 10 gritty sets, 10 to 12 gritty sets. I'm in, I'm out. And then maybe now I have more time and energy I can go spend on my career, all right? Like go spend time with my family. I can go do a little bit of cardio if I want. Maybe go for a walk, maybe a little jog, all right? Maybe play a little pickleball, all right? Whatever floats your boat, cardio-wise, just doing something where you're staying active, right? And then eating some good nutrition. I probably have more time now that I can like, you know, go do a little bit of grocery shopping, do a little bit of meal prepping, because I don't feel like, man, my finish doesn't feel like a burden anymore. It's feeling like a supplement. All right, let's go one more gritty set on here, guys. I'm gonna add one more notch. We'll go one more round on this guy. All right. You're probably wondering, Jake, if you know so much about building muscle, how come you're not as muscular as some of these dudes that I see on Instagram? Well, I got a secret I'm about to share with you guys. 99% of the people that you see that are jacked on Instagram, a lot of them are taking steroids, okay? And I have to let you guys know this. If you take steroids, it is literally cheating. You can take steroids, sit on the couch all day, and build more muscle than a person that's in the gym lifting, okay? So if somebody's giving you advice and they're taking steroids, just take it with a grain of salt, because understand that they're gonna build muscle whether they're training super effectively or training terribly, because they're literally cheating, especially if they're hyper responders. Okay, I do not believe in steroids. I think steroids completely defeats the purpose of working out. Like, to me, working out is not about just looking good. Looking good is just the consequence. Working out is about stepping into your full potential. So showing up for yourself, making yourself proud. So rewriting your story. So overcoming your limitations of the past when you were just a stagnant person who wasn't actually feeling fulfilled and wasn't showing up in the way that he knew he was capable of. Right? Working out is just about that. It's about rising into your full potential. Muscle is just the byproduct of that. Right? So people that take steroids, they're trying to get the effect without focusing on the cause. Right? Philosophically, I do not approve no steroids. That's why I don't approve of the meathead fitness influencers. If you're deciding, hey man, I'm thinking about, working with you, but I want to take steroids, I'm not going to accept you. If you have any desire that you want to cheat, I'm not going to take a call with you. You can't be an optimizer. If you want to be an optimizer, you have to be a man committed to becoming the best version of himself, stepping into his full potential, and understanding I'm not doing it for the results. The results are the byproduct of me becoming the person I was meant to be. No steroids. All right. Right here, guys. One more gritty set. Wow. Fatigue. All right. My chest is feeling it right now, and my biceps. So far, so great. My muscles are feeling strong, and I'm feeling nice and gritty. So, you guys want to go for another exercise? All right, we'll do one more. You're welcome, guys. Let's go for the line cable lateral raise. That way we can stay right here. We'll go one more exercise, and then I'll probably call it, just because I don't know if you guys want to watch the whole thing. If you wanted me to do literally full workout top to bottom, because when I'm talking in between sets, it takes a little bit longer than it would, but I'm such a talker, can't not. Especially because I've done so many training sessions in my life. Like, I've been a personal trainer since I was 19, and I used to do like 10 hours of sessions every day. So imagine this, guys, coming in, you got an entire calendar booked with clients back to back to back. You're just talking to them. You're working out, talking, right? I've done probably close to 3,000 hours of personal training sessions in my life. So I'm very used to talking between sets. So that's why in these videos, sometimes between sets, I just can't help myself but just start yapping. So if you want me to hush down a little bit, get more to business and just go straight for the grit, just let me know. I can do that. But if you're willing to let me yap, I'll keep doing it. So let's go over one more exercise. Let's go over that line cable lateral raise. All right. All right, guys, I like this exercise. So, you know, lateral raise, you can do these with the dumbbells. I find sometimes it's a little harder to get gritty reps using the dumbbells. I find it a little easier to make it gritty on a cable. But when I'm standing and I do the cable, sometimes it can feel a little awkward because you're not very stable. You can also do single arm cable lateral raise, but then you have to spend more time. You do the left and the right independently. So what I'm about to show you guys is one of my personal favorites to train the medial delt, side of the shoulder, with the cable lateral raise lying variation. All right, so let's go just like this, guys. We're gonna put these same D handles back on. All right, guys, you ready? Watch this. I'm gonna lean back just like this. I like to put my feet right here to keep me as stable as possible, okay? And notice it's just like a normal lateral raise. I'm just pushing out with my elbows, right? Just like that. Greedy. Oh, I'm feeling some fatigue. Probably because I ran 4 miles this morning and then I recorded like a long video, like outside. So I expended a lot of my intellectual effort, and then these sets have been so gritty, but I'm not afraid of fatigue, guys. That's one thing. A lot of people are victims to their emotions. They let their emotions run their lives. When they're not feeling in the mood, they stop. When they're feeling fatigued, they let that control them. The more I've been just on this personal growth journey, trying to be the best version of myself, I've just learned to see the world through like what I like to call value glasses. So imagine you had a pair of glasses on where you're not just seeing emotions, you're not seeing reactions, you're seeing the values behind everything, right? So for example, if I'm working out, my emotions and my feelings might tell me, hey, stop working out. Your muscles are hurting. You're tired. You should go home and rest, right? But my values are telling me, no, this is an important goal. This is going to put you on path towards who you want to become and take you one step closer towards your vision. So if I listen to my values, I'm going to feel way more gratified, right? So like I'm always trying to understand. I'm not just looking at the physical things. I'm looking at the values behind things. And I've found like when my desire to achieve values outweighed my desire for comfort, I set myself on a life-changing trajectory. So if you feel a little stuck in your life, maybe take inventory on yourself. Am I letting my feelings guide all my actions, or am I actually in pursuit of values? When I say values, I'm talking about principles. I'm talking about goals. I'm talking about, right, like things that are gonna bring you like long-term gratification, like short-term pain for long-term gain. If you follow that, I promise you, do that for a year, you'll never be the same. You'll never look the same. You'll never think the same. You have new people around you. You'll be doing things that you never would have thought that you would have been doing. Transform yourself literally from the inside out. Let's get one more round on here, guys, and then I think we're gonna call it for the day. All right, let's get it. Holy moly, that was a greedy ass workout, guys. My muscles are feeling strong, but I am feeling awesome. Started my day on a great note. Now I'm about to go crush the rest of the day. Got some client calls, got some stuff I'm gonna be working on for my program. And yeah, there's no better way to start your day than some gritty reps. So I hope I fulfilled on my promise to show you guys how to actually get the best bang for your buck with your workouts, how to take an hour and 45-minute workout and compress it into 35, 45 minutes. So that way you can get the same amount of gains, the same amount of output, but in less time, so that you can feel like, man, I'm liberated. I have more time now I can spend towards the other important things in my life, like my family, my career, my other habits. So I hope you learned a thing or two about training efficiently. If you actually want to personalize and customize this process for yourself, just, send me the word optimize on Instagram or click the link in the description of this video, and we can actually have a conversation, go a little bit deeper on your exact situation, come up with a good vision of where you want to be, and see how we can make a game plan to help you get there. So I'm all on board to be that guy for you, be that teammate, roll up my sleeves, get down in the freaking trenches with you, help you enter the gritty cave so that you can come out an optimizer. Optimizer is a man committed stepping into his full fitness potential, and I see that for you. So go ahead, click that link or send me the word optimize on Instagram. We'll have a conversation, see how I can help. I'll talk to you then. Later, guys.